people back to work. So, now I don't want to take too much time, and I'm sure we'll be able to spend more time discussing this. Senator Clinton and I think, both agree on many of these issues. And I think it's a credit to the Democratic Party as a whole that the other candidates who were involved earlier on agreed with us on many of these issues. I think that there is a real solid agenda for moving change forward in the next presidency. The question people are going to have to ask is, how do we get it done? And it is my strong belief that the changes are only going to come about if we're able to form a working coalition for change, because people who are benefiting from the current tax code are going to resist. The special interests and lobbyists are going to resist. And I think it has to be a priority for whoever the next president is to be able to overcome the dominance of the special interests in Washington to bring about the kinds of economic changes that I'm talking about. And that's an area where Senator Clinton and I may have a slight difference, but I'm happy to let her speak first and then can pick up on anything that's been left out.
Let's give Senator Clinton that opportunity. As you have campaigned, Senator, on this issue and others, but specifically on this issue, you have said, I am ready on day one to take charge of the economy. The clear implication, if you have one opponent at the moment, is that you're ready, he's not. What would you do differently on day one than a President Obama would when it comes to managing the nation's economy?
Well, I would agree with a lot that Senator Obama just said, because it is the Democratic agenda. We are going to rid the tax code of these loopholes and giveaways. We're going to stop giving a penny of your money to anybody who ships a job out of Texas, Ohio, or anywhere else to another country. We're certainly going to begin to get the tax code to reflect what the needs of middle-class families are, so we can rebuild a strong and prosperous middle class. You know, the wealthy and the well-connected have had a president for the last 7 years, and I think it's time that the rest of America had a president who works really every single day. We will also have a different approach toward trade. We're going to start having trade agreements that not only have strong environmental and labor standards, but I want to have a trade timeout. We're going to look and see what's working and what's not working, and I'd like to have a trade prosecutor to actually enforce the trade agreements that we have before we enter into any others. We're also going to put much tougher standards in place so that people cannot import toys with lead paint, contaminated pet food, contaminated drugs into our market. We're going to have a much more vigorous enforcement of safety standards. Now, in addition, there are steps I would take immediately. One is on this foreclosure crisis. I have been saying for nearly a year we had to crack down on the abusive practices of the lenders. But we also need a moratorium on home foreclosures. Everywhere I go, I need people